Your local source for DirecTV, HD TVs installation is David Benjamin's High Tech Direct. It's David Benjamin's High Tech Direct TV Sports Zone. Here's your host, Buddy Pearson.
A Putnam County rivalry at its best. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sports Zone. Yes, this is the Upper Cumberland's longest-running sports television show. Once again, we're at Logan's Roadhouse on Interstate Drive in Cookeville. You know, the rivalry between Monterey High and Upperman High has grown into quite an event. Both schools mark their meeting on the calendars each year, and they look forward to it each season. So it should come as no surprise that this year's matchup was a doozy. The two inter-county rivals squared off on the mountain in what was the 69th meeting between the two schools, with UHS holding a slim 34-33 advantage with one tie in the series. But it didn't take the Wildcats long to jump out to a lead in this matchup. In the first quarter, Logan Jones connects with Cole Heidrich on a 65-yard touchdown pass to put MHS on top 7-0. The Cats added to their lead with a 21-yard touchdown scamper by Tyler Thornton before the Bees got on the board. Max Key broke loose on a 52-yard jaunt to the end zone to make it 14-6. Just before halftime, though, Monterey would strike again. Jones and Cole Heidrich hook up again, this time on a 34-yard touchdown toss. The Wildcats take a 21-6 lead into the locker room at halftime. The Bees try to come back as Tyler Hadinsky hauls in a 60-yard pass from Dustin Buck, but Monterey is able to hold on to secure the victory and even the series 34-1. Joining us now, Coach Hetty, the head coach of the Monterey High Wildcats, who is a happy man today. Coach, congratulations on a good win.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
So, when's the last time, first of all, I got to ask this, when's the last time you threw 2 touchdown passes in a game?
That's the big story, huh?
Yeah.
I told you we was going to be able to throw a little bit this year, but, you know, Upperman, they were putting 9 people in the box. And so we just had to do what we had to do to win the game.
Yeah. And, you know, in the past, when teams have done that, you know, you haven't had that long, you know, ball threat like that. So it's going to make you feel good to know that you guys can come through like that.
Oh, I think so. I think Logan, you know, really learned a lot in that game. Should have had another one. Cole dropped a wide open pass on the 3rd play of the game, hit him right in the hands, and he should have scored again on that one. But pretty excited about that. Pretty excited that we can maybe win games a different way than we have in the past.
Now, since you've been at Monterey, you've kind of had Upperman's number. I think you're 6-1 overall against the Bees. What is it about playing them that you know, that you like that gets the team up?
You know, really, I don't have to work that hard this week. The kids, it's just a big rivalry game, and so my kids, they just get up for it, and we just coach hard and try to prepare like we would for any other game. It's just so happened, it's just worked out that way. You know, it's the only thing I've done. It's the kids. So.
Yeah. 2 years ago, it was Sam Brooks's last year as the head coach of Upperman. They were able to beat you guys on the mountain in Monterey, so I'm sure there was a little revenge factor going on this year.
Oh, no question. You know, anytime you lose to a team on your home field the last time you played them, you want to even that up. And Sam had a good team that year. They were better than us as ties last year, and just had a really good football team. But I feel like we were the better team this year.
You know, after going to Wartburg, losing that opener, you know, you were kind of concerned a little bit with your team.
Right.
Good to see them respond like they did against Upperman.
It was, and I mean, at the same time, you know, Wartburg's not a bad football team. They beat Midway by 2 touchdowns Friday night. Midway's a predominantly tough single-A football team. So, you know, I think as the season goes on, we'll see that Wartburg wasn't that bad of a football team. But we still didn't play very good in that game. And even in this Upperman game, you know, there's a saying around our school, around our team, that it's never as bad as it seems and never as good as it seems. So after watching film, it wasn't as good as it seemed, you know. But, you know, we just got to keep getting better. I thought we faded a little bit in the second half, and our line play was just not very good for the 2nd week in a row. So we're going to shore some things up there because it only gets tougher from here. Yeah,
and really, I mean, you kind of thought that was going to be the strength of the team was the line play at the end of the season.
It is, but, you know, we are starting to you have freshmen at center.
Okay.
And so Isaiah's going to be a heck of a player for us. But right now he's making a few mental mistakes, and people are capitalizing on that. But, you know, he was the only one. There were some seniors that made some mistakes, too. So tomorrow I'm going to be with the line group. I've been working with the running backs, but I'm going to get those guys warmed up and lathered up a little bit, hand them off to Coach John Looper, and then I'm heading up the line. And we're going to do a little sweat and blood tomorrow, I'm telling you.
Now, who do you got this week?
We have Clay County. Big rivalry game, another big rivalry game, and not to mention a region game. So, and it's going to be tough. They're huge. They're absolutely huge.
And they beat you guys last year.
They sure did. They beat us. They outcoached us. I mean, that's just a fact. They came out in the second half with something we hadn't seen on film and did an outstanding job. And, you know, but this year, I think we're very evenly matched teams. They're bigger than us. The concern is that when we did our draw, they drew a bye week the week right before they play us. So they've had 2 weeks to prepare for us.
2 weeks to get ready for you.
And, you know, here we are coming off a big emotional win over Upperman, and we have to really coach them up to try to get that win because who wants to lose that game? So, you know, when they were at our game, we traded film Friday night, so they got an opportunity to watch us play in person. Not to mention, I'm sure they had film from scrimmages and stuff like that. So that's a little bit scary to coach. You wonder what they've come up with because the same thing happened last year. They came up with something we hadn't seen at all. And our kids just didn't adjust well. We didn't adjust well. And so hopefully this year, you know, we're a little more, we've run this defense for 2 years in a row now, and so hopefully we're a little bit more able to adjust and do what we've got to do. So we'll see.
And as good as a win over Upperman is, it's the region games that really count because that's what goes toward, you know, making it to the playoffs.
It is, but you know, this year the TWSAA kind of changed things on us, and they've made it to where only the top 2 teams go now. And so in our region, we're a 9-team region with Trousdale County and Friendship and Watertown. You know, getting to be a top 2 team in this region is tough.
Yeah.
And so we have to make sure that we win every game. Every game is so important because more than likely for us to get in, we'll have to get in as a wild card, like most every other single-A school in the state that's got a lot of AA teams in their region.
Yeah.
And so wins are what's important now. And so we let that one slip away from us last week. So, you know, not to mention it's a region, but every game now is like a region game because you have to win them. Because for us to really get into the playoffs, we're probably going to have to get to 5 wins. If we get to 5 wins, I think we get in. And losing that first one's going to make that a little tougher because, you know, what I'm seeing is like Trousdale's still tough, Friendship's tough, Gordonsville's surely tough.
Right.
I think Watertown maybe not as good as they have been. So we're going to have our hands full, and as our schedule goes on, it'll get tougher and tougher.
Well, good luck to you this week, and congratulations on another great win over Upperman.
Appreciate it, buddy.
You know, the Cookeville High football team has gotten off to a rough start so far this season. After losing to Giles County, the Cavs fell at Tullahoma this past week. So what does Cookeville High head coach Jerry Joslin think about their 0-2 start? Let's take a look.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not something we are accustomed to. Yeah. It's not something that we've had in here at Cookeville for a while, and being 0-2 right now is not something that we're real excited about, or and we realize that our work's cut out. You know, I don't think our kids are not working hard. I don't think we're not doing the same things we've done in years past. Right now, we just hadn't found a way to win, and the reality of it is you got to find a way to win.
It was the big plays, really, this time. I mean, they were some pretty big plays right after you guys scored also.
Yeah, I think we figured up the other day they got about 6-7 plays over 20 yards, and you can't allow that stuff. And then once you allow big plays like that, it puts your offense in a catch-up mode, and you have to come out and do things periodically that sometimes you're not accustomed to doing if you're used to taking some time off the clock and managing the clock and scoring. And they put us in a situation where we needed to score quick.
Now, let's put last week behind us. We're going to be playing a big rivalry game this week at home. White County's coming to town. How do you think that's going to look? They just came off a win.
They're coming off a big win. They're 1-1. Their scrimmages all year have been really good, and they've gotten much better. And talking to Tracy Malone, they feel like they're a much better football team, and they dropped behind 14-0 in this game at Campbellsville and Campbell County. And Campbell County was up, scored the first 2 series. White County came back, fought back, and ended up winning it 21-14. So you got to realize that, you know, there's a good side there too, that they're going after it.
And this is a district game, obviously, so we're really getting to the meat of it now.
Right. When you start classifying your games, you have must games and pride games, and the first 2 games were basically pride games, and this has turned into a real must game, and even more so now than we know. It's got to be a huge must game. So we've got to get it going.
You're watching the David Benjamin High Tech Direct TV Sports Zone.